welcome to Stacking the Shelves for the week preceding October 30th. I got a lot of books. This is actually for the last 2 weeks because we were at GameholeCon last Friday, so I did not do a Stacking the Shelves, but a lot of books for the last 2 weeks, 10 of them. And I'm going to just start going through them. The first one I got is one for review, and that is Belmorte by Bella Higgin. And this doesn't come out for quite a while. It comes out April of 2022. And it's a young adult paranormal book about a girl who's trying to rescue her sister from this like vampire celebrity house or something. It just sounded kind of creepy and interesting, and I haven't read a whole lot of young adult paranormal reads lately, so I thought it would be a great read. And so I'm excited to read that one for review. The next one I got for review is the first in a new series, and this was The Witch Collector by Charissa Weeks, and this is first book in the Witch Walker series. This comes out super soon. It comes out November 2nd, so in just a few days. It just sounded really good, and I'm not going to lie, I really love the cover. It's really beautiful. That's kind of what caught my attention. But it sounded really cool, and it sounds like it has kind of this like fae, young adult, like fairy type of, theme to it. And I haven't got to read a lot of books that are like fae based or fairy based. So I thought it'd be a really fun read, and I'm very excited to read that one as well. And then the last one I got for review is What We Harvest by Anne Freystedt. I don't know how to say that. This is also from NetGalley, and it comes out March of 2022, so in quite a while. And it's about a small town setting where kind of a blight starts destroying crops and all this stuff. It's a town that's known for like its beautiful fields and all this, and it starts destroying crops, and then it starts destroying people, and the people, it sounds like, turn into zombie-like beings, and this girl and her brother are trying to save the town. So it sounds kind of interesting. I'm not really sure if it's like a modern day setting or like a historical setting, but it still sounded kind of fun, and yeah, looking forward to read that as well. I did buy 2 books. I had to make sure I had it right. And one of these I bought with some Amazon digital credits I had. So if you have Amazon Prime and you choose to have your stuff delivered on Prime Day, a lot of times they'll give you like a $1 digital credit. And I've just been doing that on a lot of orders and kind of saving them up and then buying ebooks. So the first ebook, the ebook I bought with some of those digital credits is The Raven and the Reindeer by T. Kingfisher. I actually have not read any Kingfisher books or stories, and I really have wanted to. And I thought this would be a good one to start with since it's a novella. It's like a shorter little read, and this is a retelling of the Snow Queen. So I'm really looking forward to reading that, and I'm looking forward to reading this author because it's someone I haven't read yet, and I've been very curious to read something about it. All right, and then the other one I bought is actually a paper book, and that is Die Volume 3, The Great Game. This series has been a little off and on for me. I liked the first volume pretty well. The second volume I didn't like quite as much, but I wanted to just give it kind of a chance going into the third volume. And this is an adult fantasy graphic novel about a group of friends in their 40s who get sent back to the imaginary world. Not imaginary, I mean, it's really a world, but it's like a fantasy world that they accidentally got sent into when they were younger, and they play Dungeons and Dragons, or role-playing games. They don't specify Dungeons and Dragons, but role-playing games. And so as adults, they get sent back into this world and are trying to deal with stuff. The second volume was a lot more about their like personal lives in the real world that they had been dealing with, and then some things in the fantasy world, and we'll have to see how this ends up. I don't know. If I don't like the third one, if I think it's like okay, like the second one, I probably won't continue the series because I am having to buy those. I can't find them anywhere. All right, and then I did get one ebook from the library, and that is Nothing But Blackened Teeth by Cassandra Kah. And this is a like modern ghost story type of thing. I really like the cover. It grabbed my attention. I thought it'd be a super spooky Halloween read. It is not getting very good reviews on Goodreads. It did get a lot of publicity, but it sounds like something I might like, and I think it might be fun to read. I mean, Halloween is coming up. Well, by the time this video posts, it'll be up really soon, but it's coming up in a few days, and I think it'd be kind of a fun Halloween read. So we'll see. I don't know if it's as bad as everybody's saying. Maybe I won't finish it, but it is just a little novella, so it's not a huge time commitment, and I'm willing to take a risk and see how I like it. All right, the next four I borrowed from Kindle Unlimited, and these are all in one series. And a lot of times, if I get the first book in a series on Kindle Unlimited that I like, I will just borrow the rest of the books in the series. Because a few times I've had it happen where I like read the first book and really like it, and then they take the series off of Kindle Unlimited, and then I'm kind of hooked, and I'm like end up buying the books. So book series do go on and off Kindle Unlimited kind of without much warning. And I really like the first book in the series. So this is the Leveling Up series by K.F. Breene. And the first book was Magical Midlife Madness. And it's a really very funny paranormal series about this woman going through divorce who like inherits this strange house and these weird neighbors, and everything's kind of bizarre. She doesn't realize the house is kind of alive and her neighbors are kind of crazy, and it was just really well done. It's very lighthearted and kind of goofy and funny, but I thought the characters were well developed, and I really enjoyed some of like the magic with the house and all that. And it was just one of those books that was really, it was just fun to read. It was a fun, quick read that had me like laughing out loud, and I liked it a lot. So I went ahead and got the next 4 books in that series, and the second one is Magical Midlife Dating. Third one is Magical Midlife Invasion. Fourth one is Magical Midlife Love, and the 5th one is Magical Midlife Meeting. K.F. Breene is an author I have read before, and honestly, I listened to the first book in one of her fantasy series, and I wasn't a huge fan of her writing style. I did listen to it on audiobook, and the audiobook wasn't great quality, but this paranormal series, it's called Leveling Up, the Magical Midlife, whatever books, are very, very well done, I think. I know some people have said they don't like them because they are too goofy, but it's just like the situations this woman ends up with are hilarious and funny, and she's got to be very resourceful to deal with them. And I just really enjoyed it. And some of her like neighbors and stuff are so quirky and crazy, and it's just, I never knew it was unique, and I never knew it was gonna happen on the next page. And I just really enjoyed both like the excitement and the uniqueness and how funny it was. So if you're looking for a more lighthearted, kind of humorous paranormal series, that would be a good one to pick up. At least I liked it. So that's what I got this week. 10 books, so quite a few added to my stack here. I finally can talk about something I've been dealing with for like months at this point, and that is I am making a change in career. So I've mentioned before on this channel that I work as a chemical engineer, research scientist at 3M, and I have been not just at 3M, but I've been doing that for many years, 21 years now, and I was really ready to, COVID kind of drove the point home, but I was really ready to make a change into something that I could do more easily remotely and would have more flexibility for me. Working as an engineer and a research scientist can be pretty amazing. I've worked with amazing people on very interesting new technologies, but it does require, like through the whole pandemic, I did have to go into the lab, and it does require a lot of travel out to manufacturing plants where these products are made. And I have never really enjoyed the aspect of being at a manufacturing plant for work. And it's not the people. The people there are great, and seeing the technology get to the point where you're making product is great. It's just not an easy environment for me. Like, I am kind of an anxious person, and to be in an environment that's that loud and there's that much going on, I find it very draining and I get a lot of anxiety in it. And I've done it for 20 years. I've done a lot of a lot of great work with great people and all of that. But I was finally able to interview for, and this has been going on for a while. I've been looking at some alternate careers that would give me more flexibility, it won't be more remote. And I was finally able to interview for a job still at 3M, which was great because I was worried I was going to have to leave the company, working as an intellectual property liaison. So way back when I was getting my engineering degree, the master plan was actually to go to law school right after and work in intellectual property. I never did that, partly because of a recommendation from a patent lawyer I worked with when I was just getting into my career. He said, you should probably work as a product developer and just see how you like that before you make this big commitment to go to law school. And he was right. I mean, it provides a good basis. And I'm pretty excited about this because as an intellectual property liaison, I'll be getting to still work with the technical people that I like working with. But I'll be getting to do some other stuff I really love. I really like technical writing. I just like writing. Those who follow my blog know I write a lot. I really like technical writing, and I really like just the language of law and like figuring it out. It's always kind of like a fun puzzle. So very excited to be doing that, and hopefully we'll be taking my patent bar soon. This job is kind of a unique job. It's not a patent agent job, and it's not a researcher job. It's kind of a job that bridges the two, and I think it's going to be super fun, and I'm very excited to do it. And I will not have an office on campus for a while at least, but may end up back in the office a little bit once my workplace opens up. 3M is still very conservative with COVID. They are still they still have a mask mandate in place for a high efficiency mask and all that. So anyways, I've been working on that. It's been a very stressful few months. Just because I was doing a lot of studying for like patent bar and stuff, and I was doing a lot of research on the job and a lot of meeting with a lot of people who work over there and all of that. And I'm just very, very excited that I can finally come out clean and talk about it. There was a request for my work that I keep my job change confidential for a little bit while they figured some stuff out. And so finally, they're going to announce it tomorrow, and this will post after that. So I'm in the clear, and I'm super excited for this change, and I think I'm really going to like it. It's going to be a huge change for me, but I think I'm really going to like it. It'll be so nice to be in a job again that's a lot more flexible, like potentially me and my husband already works remotely, so we can work from different places and all that in the summer when my son's not in school, and it's also something I can potentially do like part-time later as I get closer to retirement. I just think there's so much potential and flexibility, and I'm so excited to be getting into an area that I have really wanted to work in for a long time. So, long explanation. Other than that, we did go to GameholeCon. It was okay. I mean, it was a little subdued. It's in Dane County, Wisconsin, so there was still mask mandate in place, so everybody was having to wear masks all the time. So people were trying to like furtively like drink and eat without having their mask off too long, and it was fine. It's just hard to be at a con, a long time, like sometimes 12 hours a day, doing these like 6-hour role-playing events while you're wearing a mask the whole time. You just get hot, you get tired, you get dehydrated. I think that was the main problem. Like me and my son both drink a lot of water during the day, and we just get back we were renting an apartment at night, and we just get back and we're just like, oh, we're so dehydrated. So you're just like drinking a ton of water because you're just so thirsty from not being able to drink water continuously like I normally do. And it was hard to hear people. Like a lot of the RPGs are done at these big round tables of like 6 people, and there's a lot of them in a conference area, and it's hard to hear people normally, but then like when they have a mask on that's muffling their voice and you can't see their face, it makes it even more difficult. And one of our game masters got a little frustrated at one point and just kind of ended the campaign because he just couldn't hear people well, and we couldn't hear him, and he was just like, all right, so you're done. And it was kind of like, okay. But we did have a lot of fun doing True Dungeon. It was great to be doing that again, and that went really well. And and we had one long event Saturday that the person just never showed up to run it. So not as much going on as normally if it had been like a normal year, but better than last year when we didn't get to do it at all. I would say in general, I would describe it just as kind of subdued. but everyone was excited to be there. And I've got to say, like, these gaming conventions it's just some of the nicest group of people you've ever dealt with. Everybody's so nice and so supportive and so kind to each other, which I really appreciate. There were a couple incidents where people were leaving their masks off, and they were called on that and asked to stop it. So, anyways, that was good, and I'm so excited I can finally start letting people know about my new job and my career change, because it's been really hard not to talk about it, especially since I've known and my manager have known for a while, and now I can finally start transitioning stuff at work. And like usually I'm a super helpful person at work and step up to help everybody with everything, and I've been like having to kind of stay back, and this will at least give people some explanation about why I'm acting against my normal, you know, personality or mode of operation. Anyways, yeah, so other than that, we're back. I'm starting a new job. My son's doing good in school. He's still enjoying it. My husband's still working from home on that. Not a lot going on. We are going to try to plan a trip after Christmas. I think we're going to do our first flight on a plane for over 2 years. We've been doing some trips, like car trips, but we haven't flown anywhere since COVID started. So we're going to do that after Christmas and go down to Arizona. We have some friends that go down there every year, so we're going to go down and hang out with them some, and hopefully hit a couple national parks and all that. So very much looking forward to that. Anyways, sorry this was such a long post. I normally post videos every Wednesday and Saturday. I miss Wednesdays a lot, and those are normally a different kind of video. So next Wednesday I'll probably do the best books of October. And then Saturdays usually stacking the shelves unless I'm traveling or on vacation or something, and then I usually miss Saturday. So I'm a little bit, all over the place with the videos, but I do try to post on Wednesdays and Saturdays. With that, I hope that you guys got a lot of great books and that you have a great week of reading ahead of you, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.